Greetings and salutations, dear audience and honorable judges. My name is Daniel Isaac Krestiyanto with Jaja from Tegal State Senior High School 1. On this spectacular day, I will be representing the House of Government for the adoption of free-range parenting as opposed to helicopter parenting. When we have children, there are many methods of parenting for us to care for and nurture them. Two of these methods is helicopter parenting and free-range parenting. Many parents often adopt helicopter parenting because they are constantly worried about their child or children's social interactions and activities outside of their supervision. However, this house believes that free-range parenting is more beneficial for both the children and the parents, especially in a middle-income household. Before I continue, you may wonder, what is free-range parenting exactly? Free-range parenting is a style of parenting done by giving the children increased independence to act by their own volition and with reduced parental supervision. This is often done during their developmental age and with a tolerance of reasonable personal risks. On the other hand, helicopter parenting is a style of parenting that involves extreme amounts of supervision and involvement in the lives of their children in order to control or limit their social interactions outside of the supervision of their parents. Helicopter parenting often is done because of the needless fear of these parents to have control and the way they think of their children as little kids that need their guidance and protection. Parents who use this style of parenting often has hopes that it will promote discipline and transparency in their children. However, it is not uncommon that the adverse effect happens instead. This style of parenting often becomes a burden for their children and proves to be detrimental to the societal and mental well-being of their children. Not only that, but the overdependency of these children for their parents to tell them what they may or may not do will end up being harmful for their sense of independency in the long term. Children who were raised by helicopter parents often say that they feel trapped even when not under their supervision, afraid that their parents are currently watching, which makes them have this feeling of fear and paranoia, which often causes them stress. This then may affect their academics and social abilities. Talking about social abilities, many children who were raised with helicopter parenting admit that they have a bit of trouble with socializing because of the limits their parents have imposed on them. This makes them afraid with making new friends in the fear that their new friends may not be liked by their parents. This becomes even more prominent when they are befriending someone of the opposite sex. Often, the feeling of entrapment and paranoia also makes them act out, as they feel pleasure from defying their parents, maybe through taking up bad habits such as smoking or drinking alcohol, or even worse acts such as doing free sex. Over the years, all of these feelings may culminate in the child or children developing negative feelings for their parents. Maybe because they feel that their parents made their childhood feel miserable or the likes of that. But that's not all, dear viewers. Helicopter parenting is also often financially dependent. This will prove to be detrimental to families who have low or middle income, as their finances are unable to support these acts of overparenting. These financial costs may come in the form of money used for fuel to bring them to their destinations, or maybe in extra lessons out of school hours to keep them busy while having a trusted adult to monitor them. The amount of attention and time parents give their children in order to enforce helicopter parenting also often becomes a problem for them, as sometimes incidents happen that take over their attention from their work. For example, when the parents of these children lose contact because the children's mobile devices ran out of battery, the parents will often panic, distracting them from their work and ultimately disrupting their productivity in their jobs. With all that said, it's easy to see why free-range parenting is better, no? With free-range parenting, the children of these parents don't need to look over their shoulders. They don't need to be constantly worried about their friends will be unapproved by their parents, and they don't need to live in constant fear and paranoia. With clear and proper boundaries, free-range parenting will also develop discipline much better as opposed to helicopter parenting, as their children will not need the supervision and attention of their parents to follow the guidelines that they have set. And because of this, when these children get older, they will be more disciplined and well-mannered without the presence of their parents. From a social viewpoint, free-range parenting will also prove to help their children with socializing. This will have a result of these children making new positive bonds that will become beneficial support groups as they grow older. On top of that, free-range parenting doesn't need as much resources, and thus its cost isn't as high as opposed to helicopter parenting. As with free-range parenting, they don't need to enroll their children in things such as extra lessons to keep them busy when they are out of their supervision, as they fully trust their children with their own choices and that they are able to give their jobs their undivided attention. On the note of trust, free-range parenting also promotes the building of a strong trust between the child and their parents, much unlike a helicopter parenting. And so, from the arguments I have stated above, it can be concluded that helicopter parenting is not well suited for children, proving to be detrimental to their social and mental health, forming a sense of distrust between parent and child, as well as being financially unsustainable, as opposed to free-range parenting, which forms the children into upstanding, disciplined, well-mannered, and truthful social individuals whom they trust without the financial burden that helicopter parenting has. With that, I conclude my debate. Again, my name is Daniel Isaac Krestiyanto from Tegal State Senior High School 1 as the representative of the House of Government. I sincerely thank you, dear audience and judges, for your attention, and I bid you all adieu.